Take a look at this moment from the tunnel right before the charity match. On the left, you see some of the biggest football icons of all time, legends of the game. On the right, a popular American streamer, one you might not expect in this setting. The kids waiting to walk on the pitch aren't rushing towards the football legends. Instead, they're swarming the streamer, hoping to get a high five, a selfie, just a moment with him. And then, in a surreal twist, Andre Iniesta pulls him aside so his own son can take a picture with him. That streamer? Darren Jason Watkins Jr., better known as iShowSpeed, or simply Speed. To some, this may seem baffling. How does a random internet personality, who wasn't even a football fan a few years ago, get this level of attention? But to others, this moment makes perfect sense. Because if you're a football fan of a certain age and you spend enough time online, you already know. Speed isn't just a creator, he's a phenomenon that transcends the digital space. Whether it's his chaotic FIFA streams, viral meltdowns, or getting entire stadiums to do Ronaldo's celebration, once Speed shows up in your feed, he never really leaves. But here's the thing, Speed didn't start out as a football fan. He barely understood the sport. And yet, somehow, he has become one of the most influential figures, introducing young fans to football today. So how did a random streamer from Ohio end up shaping the way a new generation experiences football? And what does that say about where football fandom is headed? This is Football Explained. Speed's introduction to football wasn't planned. In fact, it started with a random throwaway moment in March 2022. During one of his live streams, a viewer named Bradley asks a simple question.
Bradley donated £1.79 through Super Chat. What soccer football team do you support?
Cristiano Ronaldo, Sewey. Simple as that, bro.
Just like that, Speed stumbles into football culture. At the time, he had zero connection to the sport. He was already known for his high-energy gaming content, over-the-top reactions, and chaotic personality, but football, that wasn't his thing. Yet, that one moment changed everything. The clip exploded online, spreading to football fans and Ronaldo supporters worldwide. At first, it seemed like a fluke, a random viral moment destined to fade, but Speed saw potential. His outrageous reaction to Ronaldo's Sewey celebration wasn't just a meme, it was an opportunity. He doubled down and built his entire online football identity around Ronaldo, reacting to clips, arguing with fans, and creating chaos despite knowing very little about the sport. Even if it was all an act, people couldn't get enough. Then, that summer, he dropped a Ronaldo-inspired anthem that spread like wildfire. It sparked reaction videos from creators all around the world, pulling Speed even deeper into the wider internet and football culture. By then, Speed's football journey was no longer confined to the digital space. Within months, he was getting invited to real football clubs. And then came Qatar 2022. Speed at the World Cup. Absolute madness.
Portugal's winning! Portugal's winning!
Sabe quem é esse cara aí, Moreira?
No, Brazil!
From getting mistaken for a pro player to leaving stadium-wide chants, he wasn't just a spectator. He was part of the experience, and through it all, his momentum kept growing. For those unfamiliar with internet culture, this might seem bizarre. Why does any of this matter? But there's something bigger happening here. By mid-2022, Speed had a new mission.
Y'all think one day I'll meet Ronaldo, y'all? I want to meet him one day, bro.
It became an obsession. He traveled, live streamed his journey, and chased every lead. He had near misses, showing up at stadiums just after Ronaldo had left, getting tricked by fans with false sightings. Each failed attempt became a viral saga, with Speed's dramatic meltdowns fueling the hype. But the near misses only made the payoff sweeter, because eventually he got his moment. That unforgettable parking lot meeting. This wasn't just a fan meeting his idol. This was the internet rewarding persistence, a full circle moment that cemented Speed as one of football's most unexpected cultural figures online. To some, that would have been the end of the journey. But for Speed, this was just the beginning. At first, Speed's football knowledge barely extended beyond FIFA packs and Ronaldo celebrations. He wasn't about stats, tactics, or deep analysis. He was entertainment first. football second. Yet despite being a total newcomer to football, his influence exploded. One minute he's screaming over FIFA pack openings. The next, he's hanging out with Neymar, holding the Ballon d'Or trophy, interviewing Zlatan and playing football with Ronaldo's son. He's attending the Ballon d'Or ceremonies. Speed's football journey didn't stay confined to the internet, it spilled into the real world. His first real football experience came in the form of the 2022 Sidemen charity match. And like everything Speed does, it was pure chaos. The internet loved it. He had no idea what he was doing, but that's exactly why it was entertaining. Speed was ready to take things up another notch. Enter Kaká, one of football's all-time greats. And what does Speed do? Clatters into him from behind. Kaká, ever the professional, laughs it off. But Speed wasn't done making headlines. A few moments later, he somehow misses a sitter after being set up by Eden Hazard. But here's the thing, Speed doesn't need to be good at football. He doesn't need to analyse tactics or break down formations. His energy, unpredictability and sheer entertainment value are what makes him unmissable. Whether he's on the pitch or off it, Speed knows how to own the moment. Today, his audience is massive, young and global. He has over 36 million YouTube subscribers and millions more across social platforms. His reach dwarfs traditional advertising. But it's not just about the numbers. Speed's fans are fiercely loyal, deeply engaged and invested in every move. In a world of polished influencers and scripted content, Speed stands out. He's unapologetically himself. But naturally, not everyone loves that. By now, we know that the entertainment landscape is changing, with social media and streaming dominating how young audiences engage with football. Traditional gatekeepers, pundits, journalists and legacy broadcasters are losing ground to creators who connect with fans in real time. The sport is no longer just about tactical breakdowns and expert analysis. It's about moments that feel larger than life, whether they happen in the Champions League final or in a chaotic FIFA stream. The lines between football culture and online entertainment are blurring. And in late 2022, the old guard took notice. Speed was invited by Sky Sports to feature in their coverage of 2 Manchester United matches. They even had him announce team news live on air, promoting him across their social media. But then it all unravelled. Just as he was breaking into mainstream football coverage, old clips resurfaced. The backlash was swift. Sky Sports erased all content featuring him and cut ties completely. It wasn't the first time he'd faced controversy either. During the 2022 World Cup, he was also criticised for racist behaviour towards a Chinese fan. And that raises the bigger question, where do football's institutions draw the line between influence and controversy? And it's not just the broadcasters or media moguls. Many fans don't like the chaos that Speed takes with him everywhere. There is no denying that Speed's impact. He has a direct line to the next generation of fans. And when you see thousands gathering just to greet him, chanting his name in stadiums, something way bigger is happening here. In 2025, at a public ceremony in Lima, Peru, the city's mayor named Speed ambassador just for an hour. But this wasn't just a stunt. It was a statement. Speed wasn't being honoured for his online fame. He was being celebrated for his ability to unite people through football. Imagine this, 20,000 fans gathered just for him. That's more than digital influence. If you look closely, you'd notice what he was wearing, a Peru national team shirt. And Speed does this everywhere he goes. At interviews, events, or just in front of the camera, he's always in a football shirt. But it's not just for style, it's intentional. Speed embraces national teams, local clubs, and cultural icons wherever he travels. And he ensures that it's front and centre. A Flamengo shirt in Brazil, a Boca Juniors jersey in Argentina. To fans, this is more than just fashion. It's a connection. For a young football fan in that country, seeing Speed in their team's colours, it's an instant bond. Each jersey acts as a bridge to the football traditions of that place. In a way, it's football shirt diplomacy. A simple but powerful way to build global rapport. And it doesn't stop there. Ronaldo's Sewey celebration is now synonymous with Speed for many. It's crossed into other sports, events, and even pop culture.
Watch this, guys. Crazy. Speed has got the street.
A perfect example, WWE's Royal Rumble. in the ring wearing a Sewey shirt and hitting the Ronaldo celebration. Even in pro wrestling, he found a way to bring football into the spotlight. Through his global reach, viral moments, and cultural crossovers, he's exporting the game to places it wouldn't normally reach. And that's what makes him different. He's not just an entertainer, he's an ambassador. While all of this is incredible, there's an important question that needs to be asked. If a new generation of fans is discovering football through creators like him, what does that mean for the future of the sport? Traditional football culture has always been about analysis, tactics, and history. Speed represents a different kind of fan, one who likely consumes football through memes, viral moments, and personal connection rather than deep tactical knowledge. His audience might not sit through a full 90-minute match, but they still feel deeply connected to the sport. Creators like Speed create internet culture, and brands and players want that relevance. When Speed wears a jersey in a remote country or butchers a club's name, it makes its way into the cultural football zeitgeist that he himself has contributed to.
Get him? And he won the World Cup? What's his name? Rocker Sticker. What the hell? Skerwangsting.
Not good, Mr. Speed. It's Schweinsteiger.
His impact goes beyond his own following. For football clubs and players trying to stay relevant, Speed is the ultimate digital partner. Now imagine a teenager who's never watched a full match. They might find traditional football coverage dry or complicated, but then they stumble upon a Speed stream or one of his viral clips. Suddenly football isn't distant or overly technical. It's electric, hilarious, and personal. And it will prompt the teenager to follow the sport in order to keep up with the shenanigans surrounding it. Now look at the number of views Speed generates, and from there, imagine a small percentage starting to follow the sport because of internet relevance first. It's like a typical marketing funnel. Speed creates a low-stakes entry point into the sport. You don't need to understand gegenpressing to enjoy his reaction to a last-minute FIFA goal. You don't need player stats to laugh at him mispronouncing a star's name. For Speed's audience, feeling the game matters more than understanding it. That's his appeal. He doesn't break down tactics, he breaks into wild celebrations. He doesn't debate expected goals, he screams in agony when his FIFA Ultimate Team loses. And in this new era of football fandom, that might just matter more. For many, it's all a gimmick, and the fame and internet virality will fade away one day. But that day might still be far off, because it doesn't look like Speed is slowing down anytime soon.
I feel like though with the real football, soccer, I feel like I want to get more into that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to
I think in the US, soccer is getting very popular, right?
Mm-hmm, it is.
It's growing.
I give credit to Speed though. I feel like Speed made things really, really popular in America, like for soccer.
And now the World Cup in 2026.
Huge, it's gonna be right here, yeah.